Hello friends, followers and channel members, welcome to another video here in Microsoft Flight Simulator. And for those of you who love flying the FlyByWire A32NX, you'll be delighted to hear that a new stable release bringing us up to version 0.8.0 has now been released. This version is a huge update over the previous stable build, not just compatible with Sim Update 9, but it has a host of new features which we're going to go through in a little bit. As most of you will be aware, there are three versions to the FlyByWire add-on. There is the Experimental build, there is the Developer build, and this one, the Stable build. The Stable build, of course, being the most stable for the simulator, fully tested and shouldn't cause you any issues with your simulator. Installation of the add-on then is done in the usual way through the FlyByWire installer. It should be said as well that the image you're seeing here is an older version of the FlyByWire installer. They've recently updated this, I've just not yet had a chance to go ahead and download it. You can of course download the FlyByWire installer from the FlyByWire website, and there's a link in the video description down below. The new stable build then has various system improvements and optimizations, as well as autopilot, fly-by-wire technology and auto thrust improvements. Inside the flight deck then, one of the first things you're probably going to notice is the improved cockpit textures, which look really nice. If however you are coming from the developmental version or the experimental version, you'll notice straight away when turning on the flypad, but this is an older version of the flypad. They haven't yet upgraded this to the operating system number 3. What they have done, however, is still include a host of new features. As in previous versions, you can go ahead and import your SimBrief flight plan so that everything is available for you there. You can also view your operational flight plan, and refueling as well is done through the dispatch tab at the top. Getting the information from SimBrief into the McDo, you need to go and press init press. From there, the init data request will download all that information, and then back at the AOC menu, the weights and balance page is where you can request the payload and start boarding. This also comes with boarding sounds and boarding music. Just like both the developer and experimental versions, you no longer now need to use the Microsoft Flight Simulator payload screen. This doesn't work with the stable build. One of the biggest things then to come out of this new stable build release is that this aircraft now features FlyByWire's own custom flight management system with huge improvements to LNAV. This means you may see things such as flight plan discontinuities as you would in real life, and no longer will you see the user waypoints. Instead, these are all going to be referenced correctly, so we don't have to concern ourselves with those. It means that this aircraft now uses its own flight management system rather than Azobo's. This also means then that if you do want to use default air traffic control in the simulator, you're going to have to download your flight plan from SimBrief if you are using SimBrief to create your flight plans, load it into the simulator in the map screen, and from there then you will be able to go ahead, click fly, and ATC will recognize your flight plan. No longer can you just create the flight plan in the McDo and expect default air traffic control to recognize it, because the two do not talk to each other. With this impressive new LNAV system then sadly does come a couple of drawbacks. First of all, the terrain radar is now no longer operational, as you can see by the bright blue in-op stickers. We've lost the terrain radar, and also sadly it means that for the time being we've also lost the weather radar. Now these are issues due to be addressed in future sim updates by Azobo as they open up the weather radar kit to the developers, and I'm sure FlyByWire will be on this as soon as possible. Thankfully though, we have not lost TCAS, so TCAS is still operational. Let's go ahead and check out some of the other settings. One of the first things you're going to have to do if you haven't done so already is make sure you calibrate the detents using your flypad. One of the other really great features now to arrive on the stable build is the ability to have your McDo on a tablet or phone, or even a separate browser. Here in the sim settings you can enable the external McDo saver, and in order to get this to work you need to go and head to your community folder, find the FlyByWire aircraft, and in there is a folder called McDo server. Simply run this and leave it running in the background. Once you've got it connected, do not close the window down, just simply minimize it, otherwise it won't work. If the McDo server gets stuck on waiting for simulator dialog, then simply turning off the external McDo server here in the FlyPad, and then turning it back on again usually gives it a bit of a jump start and will get you connected up. A separate tiller function has also been added to the new stable build, and you can see this here under the realism settings. There's a video on my channel explaining about the separate tiller. For me, if you don't have rudder pedals, I would suggest leaving this disabled. If you do, however, and you have another way of controlling the tiller, then this is a great feature that enables you to add a little bit more realism to your flying. If you're flying on VATSIM as well, the CPDLC Hobbies ACAR service is also available on the stable build now, as it has been for a while in both the developer and experimental versions. So there we have it, the latest stable build from FlyByWire version 0.8.0, and there's loads of other little features and things that have been improved in the background. A full change log is available in the video description down below. Check that link out to read through everything that is now newly updated and working in the new stable build. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you have found this video useful. The FlyByWire team continues to excel in what they're doing in Microsoft Flight Simulator, so a big thumbs up to them. If you have enjoyed this video, please do leave a thumbs up as well, and of course if you are new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications bell so you don't miss any future live streams or video content. Thanks for watching, and I shall see you all again very soon. Bye bye for now.